Take that. Thanks for the love. I appreciate that. I'm going to do the show and host it even if you didn't just show me love or what. So I appreciate it, though, anyways. I'm going to be talking about, without slides, I came prepared, without slides, about why startup communication, especially in venture, is cringe. It is. And I know most people think, but Shaun, I use ChatGPT for all of my investor outreach. Yes, we know. We know because not even the investors love their jobs as much as you love them in your outreach message. Nobody uses M-dashes, and nobody is as curious about your fund thesis. It just doesn't work that way. But first, a little bit about me at a non-traditional path. You always got to talk about the non-traditional path into VC and startups. Always the case. I come from Miami, Silicon Swamp. You might have heard of it. We tried to be a startup up a few years ago. Even had a coin. The Miami coin could make you a millionaire if you invested as a billionaire. It went to zero overnight. Overnight. Can't even get the parking to work in Miami to launch you a coin. And I come from the world of nightlife. Anybody used to go to nightclubs? They used to be a thing. You might have seen one in the movie. It was a thing 2 years ago. Nightlife, you had to have communication because it was about selling, it was about relationships, and you had to do it every night. And I had to deal with dropouts, deadbeats, and drug addicts, and those are just my coworkers every night. So it was through this that I got into venture. And I know everybody says, oh, non-traditional path in venture, because I know many, many VCs that came from nothing. They came from nothing. They had a Stanford degree, a decade in investment banking, and a small seven-figure exit before they ever cut a check. So I get it. Trust me, I get it. But nightlife and VC are very similar, especially the startups. One has liars, losers, liability, Ponzi schemes, criminals, people that want to use you, bottom feeders, OnlyFans models, people that want to pick your brain, people that want you to work for free, and the other is nightlife. So trust me, they coincided, did everything. Now, being in nightlife gives me a certain superpower, certain unfair advantage when I hear pitches, because I can see it coming from a mile away. I can see it coming, then I know it's going to be terrible. For instance, a founder pitched me, and this is a true story, absolutely true, not making this up. Founder pitched me that he had a solution to the problem, solving the greatest problem facing the most amount of people. The TAM was everybody, because why not? So I already saw that this was going to be problematic, but I wanted to hear him out because it's the greatest problem. What could it be? What could it be? Could it be climate change? Could it be access to clean water? Could it be feral tipping culture? Could it be space debris? Could it be stagflation? Could it be inflation? Could it be that 3-eye Atlas comet alien ship? No, email. Email's not the problem facing everyone, but they believed it, okay? They thought Google was outdated, it was archaic, even though it had 3 billion users. They were gonna find it, they were gonna find that niche, and they were gonna dominate it. And when I bring this up to them, and I try to talk sense into them, and I try to say, listen, maybe you should focus on a different vertical, maybe you should focus on a different problem, maybe you should find a specific niche that you can actually dominate, they say, Shaun, and again, I'm not making this up, this is why we are building a team of Davids just like you so we can slay Goliath. Who talks like that, team of Davids? Who's your startup attorney? Better call King Saul? It doesn't make any sense. And it's normal in startups. It's only a startup VC thing, no other industry. It doesn't make any sense. And it's not just me. It's not just me that gets the weird founders. Oh, Shaun, you get all the weird founders. You get all the random founders. You just read all your LinkedIn DMs, which I do. But it happens to everyone. I'm going to mention a story from one of our hosts, Ethan. I hope it's okay. This guy got his permission. Okay, story touched me. I'll show you after the show on the dial where. But it touched me, okay? So, Ethan gave feedback to a founder giving a pitch. I'm not going to go into the details. Don't have the time. It was very good feedback for a very dumb, stupid idea. And the founder, of course, said, wow, you just destabilized me. Destabilized? People don't get destabilized. Countries do. In all fairness, you probably didn't know that he was a representative of the Republic of Startuplandia. Who talks like that? If you get feedback on your financials, what are you going to do, call the IMF? It makes no sense. But this is why you have to have the ability to communicate and to understand the information when you're raising capital, when you're building a company, when you're trying to network with investors. You have to be cutting edge. You have to be on point. Now, with that being the case, most people follow really bad advice. They follow LinkedIn lunatics. It's true. We all see them. They're always posting on, I don't know why, just that platform. And the advice is terrible. And then what happens is they come to find someone like me, and they take my advice, and I'm the guy that thought a startup accelerator was a problem with my car just a few years ago. I'm not paying to go to Techstars. It's under warranty, 40,000 miles. Yet they still come to me. And it leads to the worst advice you can get as a founder, which is Never give up. Keep doing it. Don't pivot. Someone's got to win. It might as well be you. Let me tell you why that's the worst advice ever. I'm just going to give you a little historical story. It's 100% absolutely true. So, back in the 1950s, there was a company called Shockley Semiconductor. You might have heard of it, and if you haven't, it's okay, nobody else did. Shockley was brilliant. He won the Nobel Prize for physics, okay? He invented the transistor, but as a boss, he was abusive, he was paranoid, he was delusional, he was domineering, or as P. Diddy calls it, a relationship. So, pretty much, Fairchild, one of his employees, and his 7 tech bros did not want to do it anymore. He didn't want to work there. He went to a banker called Arthur Rock. Arthur Rock said, okay, there's 8 of you. You should quit. Quit and start a company. You each get 10% of the company, and as the banker, I'm going to give you 20%. For those in VC, that's where we get the 20% carry. That's where it comes from. It's from that one meeting where he said you should quit. I also think this is where the term, do you smell what the rock is cooking from? But I don't know. But it's definitely where the 20% carried interest comes from. So what happens? Instead of grinding it out and sitting there and staying there and making sure that they're rocking it and they're just going to get past it, they quit. And they started Fairchild Semiconductor. Fairchild Semiconductor started Silicon Valley. Okay? They had companies called the Fair Children. Fair Children were companies that spawned from Fairchild Semiconductor. You might have heard of them. Intel, AMD, Athlon, National Semiconductor. Oh, and they also spawned 2 of the largest VC firms, Kleiner Perkins, Caulfield, and Bayer, as well as Sequoia, which then went on to invest in other companies that spawned from Fairchild, Apple, Oracle, Sun Microsystems. So the greatest move that created the entire ecosystem, the reason that we're all here, was a rage quit. So the next time someone tells you, don't quit, don't listen to them. Quitting could be the best thing that you can do, and that is what's going to change the world, not your idea for AI for empanadas. You sound like a great crowd. I got a few minutes to answer any questions, and a few minutes for all our other speakers to wonder if they should have shown up today. Please, the floor is yours. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'll take questions, I'll take them all. I'll take them, raise your hand, I'll answer them all. I got a time limit, and if not, that's okay, we're gonna go to the next speaker. The sooner we get through all the speakers, the sooner we get to the drinks, so I totally get it. But if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them. If not, you can follow me on LinkedIn, follow me on Twitter, you can follow me out to the bar in a few hours, I give you a high five. But yeah, floor, any questions, or I'm gonna introduce our next speaker. I'll take yes, please, thank you for being brave. You have to come up here now.
Of course, I'm not from here, so I'm curious about what's your, what kind of communication do the VCs have here in USA and then in Europe? When you were speaking about it's cringe on both sides, but it's totally different kind of cringe.
I think it's a universal cringe. Here's the thing. If you're going to raise, okay, it's going to take a lot of work. It is not an outbound campaign where someone slides into your DM, says they can guarantee you millions of dollars and they're going to do it. It's not. You have to research all of your investors. You have to research their individual thesis, because a lot of founders think that, oh, you have a pulse and you're an investor. You're going to love what I'm working on, even though they have a specific thesis such as biotech and they're working on a SaaS tool in the food industry, right? Doesn't make sense. So it's a lot of work. And as a startup founder, people don't want to do that. They want to do founder things. I still to this day don't know what founder things are. I don't. But you have to research. And there's a really easy template that you can do. I'll lay it down right now. Dear sir or madam? No more dear sir or madam. Personal name, hi. Have a little information in the first line, right? Something that applies to them. Hey, I saw that you just invested in this company. Okay, so they did their research. Second, there's no M dashes. Doesn't sound, cringy at all. Sounds real. Third, there's 3 bullet points of why we're the right fit. They're usually your traction, and I mean real traction, not like, my mom really likes it. She says it's going to be the next $1 billion idea. I mean real traction, who your team is, all that stuff. And then a call to action, boom, you're done, okay? Pitch deck's included. It's 5 lines. You can read it on the phone while you're going to play pickleball in the back of an Uber. That's what investors want. Not, dear sir or madam, are you looking for investment opportunities? Here's my 75-page deck on AI for pickles. No. Okay, so just be authentic. My personal thesis is that authenticity is a superpower, especially now, because if you look, everyone's using AI, and it's making everyone sound the same. AI is training on the same material that's out there. So if you have an authentic voice and you take the time to research out to whether investor, prospect, sales call, whatever the case may be, you want to come off as human. You want to come off as, hey, this person actually sounds good. I want to have a relationship, because the 99% of everyone else is just ChatGPT slop. It is, trust me. So yeah, be authentic. Out of all that, if you take anything away, just be authentic, and yes, do some work, and don't trust anyone that slides into the LinkedIn DMs. Never. Never. Especially if they guarantee they're going to raise you funding or guarantee your startup's going to be a Series D in 18 months. Never. Trust me.